And welcome to today's broadcast from the Section 2 Sports Studio. It's a home game for me today. By way of introduction, my name is Sean Martin. I've been a freelance sports writer for the Albany Times-Union since 2007 on a regular basis, wide variety of high school sports, in addition to Division I college hockey, RPI and Union. Authored up a few books, Dear Liam and Noah, Letters from Daddy. Those are my boys. And the Three Bulls, both available on Amazon. Our goal here on Section 2 Sports Podcast is to highlight the best in Section 2 sports teams, coaches, the student athletes from around the 518 that deliver the best stories week in and week out, and give more of a spotlight than can be done in the 600-word newspaper articles that I'm fortunate enough to author up. This is episode 7 as part of our summer series as we welcome our guests, Waterford boys soccer coach Ryan Hardy and Payton Galuski and her Penn State T-shirt. Welcome to the show. How's everybody's summer going?
Good.
Thanks for having us.
Sure thing. We're getting ready. Practice officially kicks off. Coach and I were talking August 24th. I want to give a little recap on your history. It's kind of a longer bio for somebody that's just heading into your junior year, but you led the Waterford girls team to state titles in 2022 and 23 as 7th and 8th grader. You hit the boys team as a freshman, sophomore season last year, team captain, which I want to get into. You combined stats, 116 points, 80 goals, 39 assists for your 2 years on the girls team. New York State Class C Player of the Year as a 7th grader, which I find mind-blowing. 36 goals, 30 assists on the varsity boys team. I got that out in one breath. How is your summer going, and how are you preparing for your junior season?
My summer's going good. I go to the gym in the morning. I run throughout the day a few times. Practice soccer later at night when it's cooler out.
Okay.
And then yeah.
All right, and Coach, for you, I want to go back to when Payton joined the boys team. Who approached who on that? Where did that develop? Because you're starting to see that more commonly. Claire Hutton from Bethlehem did it a few years back. We'll talk about her in a little while. But how did that come about?
I would say that was kind of a mutual thing. I remember we were actually talking one day. It was actually, we ran to each other at Sam's Club. It was me, Peyton, and her father, Corey, and we were just talking. We just kind of got the conversation going. This was after her 8th grade year. And it kind of took off from there. And she had her tryout, and then she did very well. And obviously, the rest was history after that.
All right, now her being a captain last year, it would seem uncommon to have a sophomore as a captain. But what does she bring to the team outside of just really, really elite soccer skills?
It's her leadership. She knows the game so well compared to the average, person at that age level. She plays at such a high level, and to bring that leadership and experience there, it's just something you can't really get very often, And, we're still working on it. She's getting there. She's getting more vocal, which is good. Takes a little while, but she gets there.
Peyton, do you remember the last time you ever played, or the first time you ever played soccer?
Maybe when I was 4.
Okay. Was it just something that you took to really well, where it was because you were good at it, or you just enjoyed it?
Well, my dad and my older sister played, so then I think I was just around it, and then I think I just got good at it and enjoyed it, so I continued doing it.
What would you say your greatest strength is that separates you from your opponents?
I'd say my ability taking players on 1v1 and getting my shot off.
Okay. Coach, how about you? What do you see from the sidelines with Payton, and what does she bring to your team?
The vision is just incredible. She can make passes that a lot of people just don't see. And, sometimes even I don't see it. And I'm like, wow, she made that pass. That was brilliant, Just that is such a game changer for our whole squad, just a totally different atmosphere.
Okay. And Peyton, how describe the difference playing on the girls varsity team against the boys. I know it's different, but from your view, what is different about it?
I would definitely say like the physicality is like a big piece. Over on the boys side, like everyone's faster, so you have to make quicker decisions and be faster, like on the ball and with your movements off the ball.
Do you think even just 2 years in, has it accelerated your progress in the sport by moving over and playing again with the boys team?
Yeah, I definitely think it has.
Okay. Now, a recent story in the TU authored up by my colleague Kyle Adams. You're wearing your Penn State shirt. Congratulations! It's a beautiful campus. I've been there before. Tell me
Thank
about
you.
the recruiting process and what other schools were considered and why Penn State, because you're really early in this process, but here you are.
So basically, like it started on June 15th when college coaches could like reach out to you and stuff, and I received like texts from I think it was like 40 schools, and I set up calls with some. I obviously set one up with Penn State, and I really enjoyed it. So I like set up my second call with them, and it's just like I like had like a gut feeling that that was like the right place for me, because I had like a timeline. It was like before I go to playoffs, so I was committing before then. So I had to make my decision like in a tighter time frame. So I chose Penn State obviously. And then like the other schools I considered was like Tennessee, UNC, Notre Dame, like Vanderbilt. Yeah.
Well, I've had other student athletes on this summer, and they talk about the recruiting process. Some it was very drawn out. Some just wanted to get it over with. Was it a difficult process? Was it constant phone calls? I mean, how does all that work?
Well, I think like building up to June 15th is like the hardest part because you're having to like constantly send emails before you go to showcases and after for thank you for coming. So it's like to get on their radar, like you like send text messages, you have to go to some ID camps. So it's like you have to like put yourself out there. So I think that's like the hardest part. And then like I stayed home from school on June 15th because I had a lot of phone calls and stuff. So I set them up and then it was just like for the like 2 weeks, my days were filled with phone calls, like, get home from school and I'd have phone calls.
Okay. Now, former Columbia standout Kennedy Ring is there. Are you friends with her? What role, if any, did she play in that?
Yeah, I've known Kennedy since I was, like, real young because she used to play with my older sister, Addison, so I've, like, always been around her, and then I think it was, like, 3 or 4 years ago, we started training together and stuff, so we've, like, been friends for a long time, and yeah, super excited to play with her.
Coach, do you remember the first time you ever saw Payton play?
Yeah, it was when she was in 7th grade and got to watch her the whole season and just saw what she did. And then I remember watching the state championship game. I believe she had a hat trick along with her sister. And we were just like, wow, she did this as a 7th grader and just dominating the play. It was really impressive. And then her 8th grade year was the same thing. She just got better and better and better. That's the same story now. Her freshman year got better. Her 10th grade year got better, and I'm sure the same thing this year. She's going to keep getting better and better as the time goes.
What kind of example does that set for the rest of the team with her just keep improving?
Well, we talk about being the hardest worker in the room. We've talked about that for years now, and she sets that standard, because I've never seen anybody. I'll be up there around time, on the weekend I have to drop someone off at the school, and then there's Payton down the turf field practicing. I don't think there's a day that goes by she doesn't touch a soccer ball.
Is you, from a coaching standpoint, I cover a lot of track and field, and there's been some athletes around here that are just blowing you away. Yep. You watch them play, and you can just tell they're special. Did you ever get that sense about Payton early on, that there's just something different about her?
Yeah, definitely, because you just see the work ethic. You need to have that drive to get to that level where she is. And there's not that many kids have that drive. It's awesome that she has it, and it's just so impressive. We're just very proud of her for everything she's done.
Yeah. Payton, the article in the TU mentioned your friendship with Claire Hutton, U.S. Women's National Team, played at Bethlehem. Tell me about that relationship. And is it, soccer? I know you get a lot of travel clubs, so a lot of people know each other from around schools. Is that how that came about?
Um, well, she used to when we used to play in Alley Cats, like we were both like really young, and then I think it was when I was about like 9 or 10, we started training together with Betsy, and it would be like us two going against each other, and her younger brother would go in goal, and we'd do like shooting. So we've been like close since then, and I think we like continued to train together, and then she went pro, so then we keep in contact, and she's like an older sister to me. Like I reach out for her for anything I need to.
Yeah. When's the last time you talked to her?
I just talked to her 2 weeks ago, maybe a week
Okay.
ago, and then I reached out to her right before June 15th for like advice too.
Yeah. What kind of advice is she giving you outside of the recruiting? It just, about honing your skills and your approach to the game.
I just ask her like advice on like situations. Like sometimes like there's moments where like maybe I'm like struggling mentally and ask her like, what do you do? Like is there a way you can help me? And she like gives me examples of how she like because we like face the same things together kind of like from a mental standpoint from when she was younger she would like have the same problems or something but she
Okay.
would like talk to me and explain how like she got through it and then I try it myself so she give like advice that she like went through herself.
I mean, that's awesome to have access to her experience, and it's all recent experience too.
Yeah.
Like Coach, you mentioned, what's a soccer schedule look like for you in the summer? Like I said, we're a few weeks out before high school season really kicks off. But what's the summer been for Waterford for your team and your program?
Yeah, so really we start up in probably late April. We start having a few open soccers, just get the guys used to kicking the ball around again. That goes from like, April, May, and June. Then once we hit the end of the school year, once like, the senior class graduates, then we really start hitting it hard. We have open soccers on Sundays. Summer league starts the week after 4th of July, and that's at least once a week. So that's like every Wednesday night we have, a summer league game. That's another 3 weeks until the season starts. And then kids get a week off. And then August 24th, we get rolling.
Okay. When you're on the sideline, how do you combat other teams? Do they have like special defenses designed to try and stop Payton? If they have, it hasn't really worked all that well yet. But how do you deal with that?
It's very tough to play defense against her because she gets rid of the ball so quick, and it's something and she knew this before she even came over to the boys' side, we always talk about getting rid of the ball quick because how are you going to play defense if she doesn't have the ball, So that's why I was talking about the vision earlier. She can get rid of the ball and she knows where all the other people are in the field at all times. So she knows, I can go here, I can go there, I can go this way, that way. And she gets rid of the ball quick, and then she's off to receive the ball back. And it's just
go ahead, Coach.
Oh yeah, and it just makes the field wide open. It just spreads the field out so much, and it's a total game changer for us.
Yeah. Payton, do you spend a lot of time out of season working with teammates on things like that, so you know where each other's going to be?
Like I'm not really home in the summer because my soccer team's far away. Like I travel a lot for soccer, so I'm not home much. But I think like sometimes some teammates go up to the fields, but we normally all go to like open soccer together, and that's when we all like practice together.
How much do you enjoy playing soccer? I have to ask that question. I mean, is that kind of like people call it like your happy place? Is being on the pitch is that your area?
Yeah, definitely. Like soccer's like my whole life. So,
what do you have any goals the rest of your high school career? You have 2 years left. What do you think?
Well, I want to win at least like sectionals, like get a sectional win championship.
Okay.
But I haven't really thought about any other like goals for high school at least.
And what advice would you give like a 7 or 8 year old aspiring soccer player that really, really enjoys the game? What would you tell them? And then Coach, you could take that same question as well.
I'd say that it's definitely like the work you put in when no one's watching is really what sticks out and helps you become a better player and develop as a player so that you are it like helps you become better at everything around you, and you're better than all the like you stand out more. That's
Okay.
always that.
Coach, how
Yeah,
about you?
I would say, we talk about earlier being the hardest worker in the room is always working hard and, doing whatever you can to be the best you can be. And another big thing, and, Payne will tell you this too, is your support group that you have. If you have a lot of people that are rooting for you and will help you any way you can get to where you want to be, it's huge. So if you're, 7 or 8 years old and you want to be, hey, I want to do this, start working on it now. And then if you have that support group, you really can do whatever you want to do.
How important is it for you as a coach to see your athletes out doing the extra work when they're not at practice, when they're not, when it's off season?
Oh yeah, it's awesome, because it's like I said, we try to instill that hard work mentality because, it's not just soccer, it's life. If you're going to work hard, you're going to get where you want to go, so it's awesome to see them take that initiative. We try to instill that in them,
Yeah, I've always said, sports is not a predictor, but you can gain a lot of experience from sports that translates into
Yeah.
life. I
Yep.
talk to my wife about that all the time because I'm a sports junkie. That you learn how to be a good teammate, which can translate into a professional career, for example. You learn how to
Right.
succeed. You also learn how to fail and pick yourself up. So,
Yep.
yeah, that's a great thought. Now, Payton, what you mentioned in the article that you want to play soccer for a long time, right? You want to make it a career.
Yeah. I want to play pro and play on the national team someday.
Does that how would you describe that feeling? Is it a passion? Is it just something you really want to work for? Are you driven for it?
I think it's both. Like it's something like I've always wanted to do since I was younger. And I think that like if I keep putting the work in that I'll be able to reach those goals someday.
Okay, now practice starts August 24th. What do the next few weeks look like for you?
Like I've been like I'd say waking up early, going to the gym, running, soccer practice, really just repetitive and keep building because then it's gonna be a long week.
Yeah. How many miles do you think you run during a game? You ever worn one of those
Yeah.
pedometers or whatever they call those things?
Normally I run like it can like differ from the game. Like normally sometimes it's like 6 or 7 miles, or it's like could be like 8. One time it was 11 once when I was like in 7th grade. Like it all like differs based on the opponent.
It's tough getting old, isn't it? Can't do the 11 anymore. Hey, Coach, I also would just want to touch on the World Cup. Coach, what are your thoughts on it and the impact on soccer in the country? And I'll say this: I watched more World Cup this year than I think I had my entire life combined.
Yeah.
Even when it wasn't Team USA, give me the Norway Viking row all day.
Oh,
I
yeah,
enjoyed
yeah.
that.
No, I thought this was huge because it kind of exposed the U.S. to like all this soccer that I don't think was there before, and I think you saw a movement of all these youth kids like watching all the games, especially the U.S. games, but all the other ones too. But you saw all these younger kids watching the game, and you saw like all the watch parties and stuff like that for all the kids to do, and I really think it's going to help to grow the game here, which is great.
Sure. Peyton, how about you? Did you watch a lot of the World Cup?
Yeah, I think I watched almost every game.
Yeah, I almost did too, except for those 10 o'clock weeknight games. That's just not happening. When you watch a game, World Cup final, do you watch it as a fan or an athlete dissecting what's going on? And coach, same with you as a coach. Do you sit back and just enjoy it, or are you just too much of a player and a coach?
I kind of do both. Like I sit like me like my whole family like watches together, so we'll focus on like the player with the ball, like go look at that run and we'll stop and rewind it. So we
Really?
like watch it as a fan and we like analyze it as a family as well of like what they're doing well or what they should have done better.
Coach, can you put your whistle away for a few hours when the game's on and just enjoy it?
It's very tough because you watch it, you're just so used to be like, oh, why did that guy go there? He should have done this, and they're professionals. You're like, who am I to say that? But, like I remember when the goalie made the blunder there in that U.S. game. I'm like, what the heck was he doing there? Why did he just do this? Because I grew up as a goalie, so like I'm very critical on the goalie stuff, and but it is tough to separate the two. You want to try to enjoy it, but you're like, oh, why didn't he do that? Do this? but I try to enjoy as best I can.
That's great. That's great. Well, Coach Payton, I really appreciate you jumping on and joining us, and I hope to have you back on during the season as well. And that's going to do it. Again, I really, really appreciate it.
Thanks
For
you.
having us.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your summer and a few weeks out to practice, and then all the fun begins again.
Yes.
All right. Take care. It was great meeting you both.
You too.
You too.
Bye.
All right. Bye now. And thanks to Coach Hardy and Payton for joining us again this week. Next week, we're back. Like I said, Section 2 Sports is getting ready to kick off for real. We'll get some practice going, and then we'll get everything going. We will see you next week. Thank you for joining us.